Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the campus of Wittenberg University in Springfield, Ohio. I'm Dave Williams, along with Jackson Lightcap. We've got NCAC women's basketball this afternoon. We've got a big game today, Jackson. Wittenberg, coming off a loss at DePaul on Wednesday, is taking on a Denison team that's one game behind Wittenberg. And Denison actually knocked off DePaul early in the year. They gave DePaul their only North Coast Athletic Conference loss, although Wittenberg has beat Denison on the road. But still, it's going to be a big game today for both teams. Wittenberg comes in 7-2, Denison 6-3.
Yeah, it's going to be a big game for both sides, and ultimately, I'm going to deem it as a must-win game. Wittenberg, a heartbreak loss on Wednesday on the road at DePaul. DePaul, they're now the game and a half back from DePaul and the Tigers in the NCAC. Denison, 2.5 games back. The winner of this one will keep their NCAC regular season champs' hopes alive. The loser of this one is going to dig themselves a hole.
And I tell you what, it's going to be interesting today. Let's take a look at the rest of the schedule in the women's games today for the NCAC. They're all 2 o'clock starts, same as here. Hiram's going to be at Oberlin. Kenyon's going to be at Worcester. But the one we want to keep an eye on, DePaul at Ohio Wesleyan. Ohio Wesleyan is also 7-2. They're tied for second place with Wittenberg. And again, Denison just won, half a game back, or actually a game back in fourth place. So, the Tigers and Ohio Wesleyan tied for second and third. They're both 7-2. So it's going to be interesting this afternoon. Let's take a look at starting lineups. First for the Big Red of Denison, they're coached by Maureen Hurt. Boy, she was a great player when she was at Kenyon. She was boy, could she shoot the threes. But Abby Cooch is a guard, 5'7" freshman from Clifton, Virginia. Abby averages 11.1 points per game. Ada Toth is a guard. She's also a freshman from Chicago, Illinois. And Ada, she averages 11.8 points per game. So their 2 leading scorers are 2 freshmen. Morgan Kress is a forward. She's 6 foot, also a freshman from Westlake, Ohio. And Morgan averages 6.9 points per game. Then Brooke Toigo, a sophomore guard, 5'11" from Ada, Michigan. Brooke averages 7.8 points per game. And Maddie Goodman, she is a junior, 5'11" from Delaware, Ohio. She averages 5.2 points per game. So how about that? No seniors at all in the starting lineup, 3 freshmen. So I think Coach Hurt is really, she's set to go for the next couple years.
And especially with how Denison has been able to play this season, you could definitely tell the future is bright. Now, as we talked about, 15-5 on the year, 6-3 in conference. With a young group of ladies that they have, Denison, this is a team that's going to be at the top of the NCAC for the next couple of years to come.
All right, and let's take a look at the starting lineup for your Wittenberg Tigers. Going to be Taryn Cash going to start the point guard. Taryn is 5'7", junior from Cincinnati, Ohio. Starting at a guard slot, 5'5" from Bladensburg, Maryland, is Jasmine Gaines-Burns. By the way, Taryn averages 7.6. Jasmine Gaines-Burns at 12.4. Evie Walshire, she can do about everything. Rebound, assist, she can score when needed. Senior, 5'11" from Lancaster. Evie averages 5.6 points per game. Starting in the post, Jade Simpson, senior. And she is from Edgewood, Kentucky, 5'11". Jade averages 7.3 points per game. And Kelsey Reagan back in the starting lineup, a junior, 5'11" from White House, Ohio. She averages 6.6 points per game. So it's going to be a good one here today, Jackson.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. And again, must-win game. Wittenberg trying to stay and keep pace with DePaul. Denison, they can claw their way back into getting into that running for that top spot for the regular season with a win here today. 2 great teams going at it. I'm excited to have the call with you over the next couple of hours, Dave.
All right, Dave Williams, Jackson Lightcap. And Jackson, you're going to be here Wednesday, right? We got a double dip Wednesday. We've got the women going to take on Hiram. That's going to be a 5 o'clock start. And then the men right after it against Hiram.
I'll be here.
You know what Ernie Banks says, always a good day to play, too. All right, we're about ready to have the national anthem and our starting lineups. And not a bad crowd today. And Wittenberg men, by the way, if you're wondering, they are off today. So they've got a weekend. Of course, you get that every once in a while with 9 teams in the NCAC. And by the way, that's going to change. We know that John Carroll's coming in 2025. Have you heard anything? There's some rumors floating around that Ohio Northern may be coming in too. Have you heard that, Jackson?
This is the first thing I've heard from it, but at the same time, when you're able to add to a prestigious conference such as the NCAC,
yes,
to add more competition in, because the NCAC already is great teams between Wittenberg, DePaul, Denison, Ohio Wesleyan,
Worcester.
You add more teams into that to create the competition. Not only is it going to strengthen the conference, but it's going to strengthen these individual teams as well. So once they hit NCAA tournament play, these teams will be more battle tested and ready to make a run.
Yeah, and once again, that starts in the fall. By the way, today is Breast Cancer Awareness game. It's the week here, and Wittenberg is dressed in pink. Got pink uniforms on today. Denison in their white uniforms with red numerals and red trim. And once again, of course, Wittenberg legendary coach Pam Evans-Smith died of breast cancer. And what a great coach she was here at Wittenberg. Looks like Ryan Mauer's down there doing the PA today. And now our national anthem. All right, our national anthem here at Wittenberg University. Again, very special because the great coach Pam Evans-Smith died of, fortunately, of breast cancer, and she was quite a coach here at Wittenberg. Now let's meet the starting lineups. First for Denison, Abby Cooch being introduced. Freshman guard.
A 6-foot freshman guard from Chicago, Illinois, wearing number 11, Ada Tott.
Ada Tott being introduced.
6-foot freshman forward from
Another freshman.
Ohio,
Third freshman in a row, Morgan Kress.
A 5'11" sophomore guard from Ada,
Brooke Toigo, just a sophomore. So they're starting 3 freshmen and a sophomore and 1 lone junior. The junior, Maddie Goodman, coming out. So sit back and relax. This should be a good one today. Wittenberg, coached by Melissa Colby. What a job Coach Colby's done her 2 years at Wittenberg. Assisted by Sam McKay. Taryn Cash, point guard, coming out. They look pretty good in those pink uniforms today, Jackson.
Definitely sharp out on the floor, and certainly for a good cause as well.
Jasmine Gaines-Burns coming out. Next will be Evie Wolshire, one of the 2 seniors on the team. Also graduate student, McKenna Baker. Jade Simpson. And finally, Kelsey Reagan.
Dave, we talk about how young Denison is, and one of the reasons why they are so young and so effective and so well so far this season is because they do the little things. They hustle, they rebound, they're going to box out, they're going to execute the offense, they're going to play tenacious on the defensive side. So Wittenberg's got to find a way to be prepared for that. They have to match Denison's energy today and get Denison to play into Wittenberg's pace. If Wittenberg can do that, this is a team that can walk away with this one.
Denison comes in with an overall record of 15-5. Once again, 6-3 in conference play. Wittenberg comes in with a record of 14-5 and 7-2 in conference play. Again, the only 2 losses in conference play by Wittenberg, both to DePaul. I know Denison, one of their losses, of course, was to Wittenberg over there.
So
All right, go ahead.
Wittenberg has already beaten them on the road, and now
Yes.
you get them on your home floor. So it's harder to win at this level on the road than it is at home. Wittenberg, they're going to have to play picture perfect just like they did last time.
Evie Wilshire gets the tip from Jade Simpson. Wittenberg starts with the basketball. Jasmine Gaines Burns with the basketball, starts a drive, stops, pops off the glass, no good. Rebound comes down to Ada Taut. The drive, shot up off the glass, no good. That one was put up by Brooke Toigo. Had a good drive, just didn't fall for her. Evie Wilshire back the other way. Taryn Cash.
Great defense on the other end, but Jade Simpson able to close in, was able to disrupt the shot and the rhythm. Great defense by Jade Simpson.
And she scores the first bucket of the game underneath. Surrounded by a couple Denison players, but she's able to get it up and go in. So Wittenberg breaks on top 2-0.
Jade Simpson's going to have a big game today, especially in the post with all the size that Denison has.
Ada Taut puts up a shot, but it's short. It's about a 2-footer, didn't hit anything. Evie Wilshire with the basketball. To Taryn Cash. Taryn stops. Nice pass to Jade Simpson. Jade puts up a shot, no good. Rebound comes down and knocked out of bounds by Jasmine Gaines Burns.
Ultimately, a good shot there taken by Jade Simpson. I know it didn't get its fall, didn't have enough strength under that shot, and it fell way short of the bucket, but she was able to get into the post and create her own shot through a double team. That's exactly what you want to see from Jade Simpson, who I just said a moment ago is going to have a big game today if Wittenberg wants a chance.
Abby Cooch with the basketball, now passes off. Shot up off the glass and in. Was that Brooke Toigo? I'm trying to see the number. It looked like it was a different number than what I thought she was wearing. Is that 22 out there? Maybe it is 32.
That
Must
is
have been
32.
Brooke. Okay, must have been Brooke. For some reason, it looked like 22. So Brooke Toigo ties it up. Jade Simpson to Taryn Cash, 2-2. We played almost 2 minutes. Kelsey Reagan, three, top the key, no good. Boy, it'd be great to see Kelsey get going with those threes.
She's an X factor, especially when she can hit those threes. We've seen it multiple times so far this season. First one just short, but she was online, so good shot. A good shot selection there by Kelsey Reagan, and a good sign for the Tigers that she's on target.
Boy, it looked like Denison got away with a double dribble there. Maddie Goodman with the basketball. Passes underneath, nice pass. Dish it, but missing the shot close up right in front of the bucket was Denison. Three going to put up, in and out. That thing was halfway down. And now they're calling a foul on Wittenberg. Jade Simpson's going to get the foul. Going the foul line for 2 shots is going to be Morgan Kress.
I don't know about that. It looked like Jade Simpson had control of the ball, but of course our angle from way up here in the crow's nest maybe not as efficient as the officials have it down on the floor. But Jade Simpson, I love what she's been able to do through the first 2.5 minutes of this game. You can tell she's been the workhorse today for the Wittenberg Tigers, and she's going to have that. With all the size down low for Denison, she's going to have to be strong down low. She's already gotten a couple of rebounds, a couple of points as well. That foul could have gone either way.
Yeah.
Jade Simpson, she's going to work down low, and a good sign for the Tigers.
Yeah, I thought it was a good block too, but the officials called it. No complaints. Wittenberg with the basketball. They trail 4-2. As both free throws were hit by Morgan Kress. She came in shooting 59%. By the way, Ryan Burton now in the lineup for Wittenberg. She comes in for Evie Wilshire. Jasmine Gaines Burns drives, puts a shot up with the left hand, no good. Rebound was fought for and picked up by Abby Cooch.
We talk about how Jade Simpson's going to have a big game today for the Wittenberg Tigers. Same story goes with Ryan Burton, and it looks like they're trying to get the favorable matchup down low with some of the height down low to try to match up with Denison.
Abby Cooch puts up a shot, no good. Rebound. Denison getting some offensive rebounds. That hurt Wittenberg last week, and a three put up and in by Brooke Toigo.
As we talked about in the pregame, Denison, they do the little things. That's why they're so young, and that's why they've been so efficient this season. They're going to box out. Wittenberg, at times this year, they've had struggles with the box out, and so far, those struggles entering today's game, and that's been a difference maker on the glass.
Jasmine Gaines Burns shot is no good, knocked out of bounds by Wittenberg. Already, let's see, offensive rebounds 3 for Denison. Wittenberg might have got a break on that one. I thought that was off Jade, but they said it was off Denison. Taryn Cash drives, puts up a shot, no good, and they call for an offensive foul.
And that's the right call there. You could see that Taryn Cash, when she was looking to drive, started to extend that elbow. And anytime you extend that elbow and the defender loses balance, you're going to get called for that. I know that that's an unfortunate call going against the Tigers, but ultimately the right one.
Pass inside to Maddie Goodman. Out to Abby Cooch. Back inside, steal by Kelsey Reagan.
Great anticipation by Reagan to step in the lane and interrupt that backdoor cut.
Kelsey Reagan to Taryn Cash. 5:50 left to play first quarter. 7-2, Denison on top. Denison on a 7-0 run. Wittenberg scored the first two, but it's been all Denison since. Jasmine Gaines-Burns drives, scores, and she's fouled. Now Jasmine Gaines-Burns going to go to the foul line where she's a 60% free throw shooter. And once again, we think she should be much better than that. Coming in the lineup, Abby Westmeyer, and also number Bree Woodard coming in. Abby Westmeyer and Bree Woodard. Free throw's no good. But a nice rebound by Jade Simpson. She almost scores, and she's fouled. So she's going to go to the line for two, where she hit 73%. By the way, for Wittenberg, McKenna Baker has checked in for Kelsey Reagan.
One thing that Wittenberg, and one of their strengths that goes untalked about, is how many players they can have come off the bench and how many players they can have off the bench have efficient minutes. Wittenberg, a very deep bench. They're going to go to a 10-lady rotation today, and all of them deserving in some way for quality minutes on the floor. Not many other teams in the NCAC can say that. So Wittenberg, that's why even when they start out slow, you can't ever count them out, because they like to play the longevity of the game. With how deep they are, they're not going to be fatigue on the floor.
By the way, Violet Mitchell now in the lineup for Denison. So that turned out to be a 4-point trip down the court for Wittenberg as they hit the bucket, missed the free throw, but got the rebound. Then Jade Simpson was fouled, and she hit 2 free throws. So they're now down 1 point, 7-6. Abby Cooch. And now a steal. Taryn Cash steals it from Violet Mitchell. Now the ball's loose on the floor. We're going to have a jump ball. It'll belong to Denison on the alternating possession.
Taryn Cash, she's such a scrappy defender, and that's a compliment going to Taryn Cash, averaging 1.8 steals per game, leading the Tigers. And when you can average close to 2 steals per game, that doesn't even account for how many turnovers you're able to cause. That doesn't go in the steal category.
And now McKenna Baker steals inbound pass. I'm sorry, Jackson. Pass to Jasmine Gaines-Burns and a score. Go ahead.
Wittenberg, again, going back to, we talk about Taryn Cash, but also McKenna Baker. McKenna Baker coming in off the bench and immediately making an impact, and that just goes to show you the depth that Wittenberg has. 10 players that can come in, and even more than that if you want to get, if you want to go on and on and on, even more than 10 that can come in and get valuable minutes and make valuable plays.
Denison went on a 7-0 run, now Wittenberg on a 6-0 run. Bree Woodard with the basketball, turnaround shot, too strong off the glass. Rebound, Jade Simpson. Hit the glass in the front of the rim, but that was it. Taryn Cash going to drive. Taryn Cash. Nice bounce pass to Ryan Burton. She does not score, but she is fouled by Abby Cooch.
I think Taryn Cash fooled everybody. I think every player on the floor, and I think everybody in the arena, and this includes Ryan Burton, I think everybody thought that Taryn Cash was going to go up and try to draw the foul, but she was able to find the lane. Beautiful dish off inside, and Burton heading to the line when we come back from the media break.
Yeah, so this is a game of runs. 7-0 for Denison, now 6-0 for Wittenberg. We'll take a break. 4.5 minutes left to play. Wittenberg on top, 8-7. We'll be back. Welcome back here to Hey, Memphis Smith Arena, I'm Dave Williams, along with Jackson Lightcap. We're delighted you're with us this afternoon. NCAC basketball, Wittenberg on top 8-7. Ryan Burton going the foul line for 2 free throws, where Ryan shoots 71% from the foul line. And she'll be there for 2. Once again, Wittenberg scored the first 2. Denison the next 7, and now Wittenberg is going on a 6-0 run. They've regained the lead 8-7. They're going to try and extend that run right now with Ryan Burton at the line.
And a pretty good crowd here today as well. A lot of people in attendance, and ultimately a lot of people in this athletic facility for the Wittenberg Tigers, because there's a volleyball tournament going on next door as well.
Ryan Burton hits both free throws, so Wittenberg on top 10-7. An 8-0 run now for Wittenberg. 4:28 left to play in the first quarter. Glad you're with us today. It's going to be a good one. Denison, man, they're well forced to go in the next few years. They got so many good young players. Shot put up, no good.
We talk about Denison's bright future, but Wittenberg, a very bright future as well. We've seen a lot of true freshmen that they have been able to step up, and a lot of sophomores, some juniors that will be coming back for their senior year as well. Future's bright. This is a team that can win in the present, and they can also win in the future.
By the way, Maddie Barnett, one of those freshmen out there right now. Kenna Baker puts up a 3, no good. Ada Tout with the basketball. Dishes off. Bri Woodard. Over to Goodman. Back to Abby Cooch. Shot put up, no good. Rebound. Fought for and picked up by Jade Simpson.
Good awareness there by Jade Simpson, realizing that Burton couldn't pull it down. It was just over her head, so Simpson having to backtrack and being able to get another board. She's been all over the place, especially in the post so far tonight.
McKenna Baker stops. Shot from left elbow, no good. Rebound loose on the floor, picked up.
Looked like Jade Simpson got shoved a little bit there.
By Brooke Toigo. Abby Cooch goes all the way in for a layup. Found the lane and took it. Put it in with the left hand. Wittenberg lead at 10-9, so that stops an 8-0 run for Wittenberg.
Just poor communication there by the Tigers. Taryn Cash was the closest one, but it seemed as if she didn't even know that she was flying into the lane when she was there with the layup.
Taryn Cash, 3-pointer from the left corner. Wittenberg up 17-9. Or make that 13-9, excuse me. I was trying to really give them a lead. 4-point lead, that's their biggest of the afternoon.
Maybe you're foreshadowing what's to come for the Tigers, Dave.
They put that score up quick. Bree Woodard, and now we have a whistle and 3-second violation I think they've called.
We're now starting to see momentum start to shift on over to the Tigers. They're going to start getting some of the reserves back in. Carly Moore, we were talking about her off air before the broadcast on how bright of a future she has with Wolshire coming in, Jasmine Gaines-Burns coming in again, Wittenberg. This is right. This is where they have a few of their starters in, a few of their reserves in, and this is how they can play so effective by having certain star players out there on the floor in certain situations of the game to also save them for rest for the fourth quarter.
Jasmine Gaines-Burns back out for the Tigers on the floor. Carly Moore out there, and also coming back in was Evie Wolshire. By the way, the ball was knocked away there from Carly Moore, but it's Wittenberg ball. Goes out of bounds. Jasmine Gaines-Burns with it. Going to drive. Dishes off to Ryan Burton. Ryan with it. Back to Evie Wolshire. Maddie Barnett. 4 on the shot clock. Got to get a shot. Maddie Barnett has it blocked, but she is fouled. So she's going to go line for 2. Bree Woodard.
That's exactly why guards, an offense thrives when guards try to attack the middle and when guards try to penetrate the middle because they're smaller, they're getting up in there with a lot of the taller players. So when you're scrappy such as Maddie Barnett is, and she's shown that so far so many times this season, when you're able to penetrate to the inside and draw the contact, good things are going to happen, especially when you're a good free throw shooter such as Barnett.
Maddie hits it up to 72%. Maddie's second free throw, missed that one. Almost a rebound by Wittenberg. Good try by Carly Moore. So Tigers up 5, 14-9. Minute 45 left to play in this first quarter. Been a very entertaining first quarter. Abby Cooch. Over to Abby Westmeyer. Back to Abby Cooch. Denison with the basketball. Making move in the lane. Now back out to Westmeyer. Back to Ada Tao. Three-pointer from the corner, no good. Missed everything. Ryan Burton with a rebound.
Great defense there by Wittenberg. That was great ball movement by Denison, but you could tell Wittenberg, they didn't even blink. They were right there, glued to their defender. Great defense by the Wittenberg Tigers, forced that air ball.
Nice drive by Carly Moore with the left hand off the glass, up and in. Wittenberg extends their lead to 7. 16-9, biggest lead for either team this afternoon. Denison was up 5 at 7-2. Ada Tao with the basketball. Over to Abby Westmeyer. Back to Abby Cooch. Back to Abigail Westmeyer. She starts to drive. A lot of contact there. I think that was something either on Wittenberg or offense, but she scores on the layup. Then we have a timeout. I don't know what.
I think there was something that was wrong with
the shot clock, maybe?
Something along those lines.
Brick Toigo back in the lineup. Also in the lineup for Wittenberg, Jade Simpson back in. Comes in for Carly Moore. Carly did a nice job. Got a big bucket there. 16-11, 37 seconds left to play in the first quarter, so about an 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Evie Wolshire. Back to Taryn Cash. Taryn Cash going to start her dribble. Over to Evie Wolshire inside to Ryan Burton. Ryan makes a move, dishes out Jade Simpson. Jade going to put up a shot, partially blocked, but Ryan Burton got the rebound. She just got fouled. Ryan Burton going to go to the line for 2 with 9.4 seconds left in the quarter.
What a move by Simpson. Simpson slipping her defender, the banana peel, steps back, but obviously blocked there, and a great heads-up play there by Ryan Burton. One thing I'm seeing right now from the Wittenberg Tigers that I am loving, and this is probably the best thing that they've done, this is the best that they've done at it all season long, is their court awareness. It seems like today, through the first 10 minutes, they've been a lot more aware on the floor than what we've seen from them in previous games.
Ryan Burton hits the first free throw. Bry Woodard back in the lineup for Denison. 9.4 seconds left, so plenty of time for Denison. Get off shot for the end of the quarter. Second shot's missed, but a rebound, offensive rebound by Jasmine Gaines-Burns. Wittenberg can play for the last shot of the quarter. Maddie Barnett going to drive, but she lost control of the ball, goes out of bounds. It'll be Denison basketball. But there's only 0.7 of a second left.
Nice move there by Jasmine Gaines-Burns. Jasmine Gaines-Burns stands 5'5", but she's so quick out on the floor. Very, very fast, and that's one of the reasons why she's 5'5", but still lined up on the post underneath, because you could slip under the box out attempt, and then you're right there for the rebound. I know it didn't result for much, but a great play by Jasmine Gaines-Burns, and it all just comes down to effort and hustle.
Yep, first quarter ends with Wittenberg on top 17-11. We're going to take a break. We'll be back. I'm Dave Williams. That's Jackson Lightcap. Delighted you're with us this afternoon for Wittenberg and Denison.
I'm thrilled to be at Wittenberg at this time and place, as the university is perfectly positioned to welcome an esports program like none other. Wittenberg's impressive athletics tradition and Tiger Up spirit, mixed with a strong commitment to student success, will allow for a program that competes at the highest level while also caring deeply for each player, both personally and professionally. Esports at Wittenberg will not only be about gaming, but will also be about changing the game. Together, we will build a supportive, dynamic community as we bring our own distinct light to the global phenomenon of esports right here in Springfield, Ohio. It's time to Tiger Up. Let's go.
Welcome back here to Pam M. Smith Arena. Both teams got up 13 shots in the first quarter. Denison hit 4, Wittenberg hit 3. 3-point field goals, Wittenberg 1 of 4, Denison 1 of 3. 2 of 2 from the foul line for Denison, Wittenberg 6 of 9.
How about this, Dave? 6 points, or 6 different players already with points in this game for the Tigers. You know the saying, sharing is caring.
Evie Wolshire hits a 3, top of the key, 20-11.
Make it 7 players.
When she gets hot, especially from beyond the arc, she can really be something heavy.
She's an X factor, especially when she's on target from beyond the arc. But even when she's not, we talk about it so many times that she contributes to this team in so many different ways, such as right there with a nice board.
Yeah, 20-11 now. Wittenberg on top. Bri Woodard puts up a shot, away short. Wittenberg with the ball. Jade Simpson makes a move in the lane. Looks like she got fouled. Bri Woodard Denison's been picking up fouls. Tell you what, they had 5 fouls in that first quarter, already picked up a foul here in the second quarter.
Real quick, let's go back and let's look at that move right there made by Maddie Barnett. She drove inside, wanted to get a jump stop and take the shot, and she pump faked, then she pivoted and gave it off to Jade Simpson. That just goes to show you the growth that Maddie Barnett has had this season, because if it was earlier in the year, she's traveling or she's forcing up a shot. There, she's able to stay relaxed and able to dish it off. The growth from Maddie Barnett has been what's resulted in her getting more minutes as well. A bright future for her.
Evie Walshire puts up a shot, no good, but it's knocked out of bounds by Denison. 20-11, by the way, in the lineup now for Denison, Amy Berry, 5'10". Jasmine Gaines-Burns with the basketball, starts a drive, puts a shot up off the glass, no good, got her own rebound, goes up again and scores. Wittenberg has doubled up Denison now, 22-11, with 8:48 left to play in the first half.
There is nobody out there on the floor that hustles more and gives more effort than Jasmine Gaines-Burns. She's exemplified it so many times this season, and on that play alone.
A nice block by Jasmine Gaines-Burns, steals it away. Since it was 7-2, Wittenberg's on a 20-4 run. And they're up 22-11. Okay, Ryan Burton back in the lineup, Taryn Cash back in the lineup, and Zaire Miller in the lineup for the first time this afternoon for Wittenberg. And we have a timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Jackson, your thoughts so far on the way the Tigers are playing?
I think the Tigers, they're just out hustling Denison, and we talked about how Denison, with them being such a young team, why are usually young teams filled with freshmen, you see them towards the middle of the pack or down towards the lower end of the conference, but this is a team that's fighting for one of the top spots, and Denison, what makes them so good is their hustle and the effort they give out. They play really well together as a team, so as we mentioned in pregame, Wittenberg is going to have to match that today to have a chance. Wittenberg has matched it and then have given more. This is the most hustle, this is the most effort that Wittenberg's done so far, at least I've seen from them this season. And the Wittenberg Lady Tigers, one thing that they're doing in this game that's setting themselves apart from Denison is they're doing the little things. They're boxing out, they're crashing the glass, they're press defense on their half-court set. They're working well together as a team. They're following their shots. This is a Wittenberg Lady Tigers team right now that you see they're playing a complete basketball game out there on the floor, and it's shown on the scoreboard.
Abby Cooch with the basketball. Abby Cooch, I should say. Abby, now we have an offensive foul on Denison.
And especially coming out of a timeout when you're already down on a 20-4 run, that is not what you needed for Denison in the Big Red. So Wittenberg, we're waiting to see if they can take advantage of that. That's one thing that they have done really well in today. They have not come up empty on empty possessions.
Zaire Miller, great pass to Jade Simpson. And again, she doesn't score, but she's fouled by number 33, Maddie Goodman.
And we already talked about some of the freshmen that are on this squad, of course, with Carly Moore and Maddie Barnett. But also, don't forget about Zaire Miller. She's a freshman from Walnut Hills as well, and she's a player that didn't get much playing time at the beginning of the year, but she's worked herself into a role. We're starting to see that a lot more from some of these young Lady Tigers.
Jade misses the first free throw. Abby Westmeyer back in the lineup for Denison. Jade hits the second free throw. Tigers up a dozen, 23-11. Abby Cooch with the basketball. Point guard brings it over to the midcourt line. Over to Westmeyer. Abby Westmeyer. Back to Abby Cooch. Over to Ada Tao. In the corner, Abby Westmeyer. Nice pass underneath to Amy Berry. Cooch open for three. Got it.
That's exactly what Denison needed there, trying to swing momentum back on their side. Wittenberg, to keep momentum on their side, they have to answer back with at least a bucket here.
23-14, Ryan Burton inside, off the glass, up and in. Somebody's down. Hopefully she's okay.
It looked like
Ada Tout.
It looked like she came down on that knee just a little bit awkwardly. She's going to jog it off.
Might have been her ankle, too. Let's see. Hopefully she's going to be okay.
Appears she's okay. She's staying in there.
Yeah. All right, so 25-14, Denison with the basketball. 7:25 left to play in the first half. Dave Williams, Jackson Lightcap, coming to you from Pam Evans Smith Arena on the campus of Wittenberg University. Another long three, in and out. And that ball, boy, I tell you what, that was not a good call. That was Denison. If they didn't foul, they knocked the ball out of bounds. Wow, and they gave that ball to Denison. Coach Colby did not like that at all. Abigail Westmeyer, Ada Tout, puts up a shot, up and in. 25-16. Denison back within 9. Taryn Cash with the basketball, going to drive. A lot of contact, no call. Pass is knocked out to Jade Simpson. And as she travels. Back in the lineup, Violet Mitchell. She's coming in for Ada Tout. Evie Wolshire back line for Wittenberg for Kelsey Reagan. Also, Jade Simpson's going to get a rest. So we've got Taryn Cash. We've got Jasmine Gaines-Burns, Kelsey Reagan, Ryan Burton, and Evie Wolshire out there for the Tigers. Abby Westmeyer with the basketball. Out to Abby Cooch. Another long three from lefty, up and in. Abby Cooch is finding the range, and she hits 31% of her threes on the year. She just nailed 2 in a row. The Wittenberg lead is, 12? Now it's down to 6. Man, Denison's picking up fouls left and right. Another foul on Denison.
This is a Denison team that shoots 32% from beyond the arc, which is pretty effective, especially when you talk about it being long range. And with the 3-ball implemented in college basketball and with it being around in basketball for so long as it is and how many great shooters, especially Denison has, you're never quite down, and we're seeing Denison try to chip away.
Nice pass, Taryn Cash to Ryan Burton. She went off a screen, easy layup. 27-19. Wittenberg on top, Denison with the basketball. By the way, Denison already has 4 fouls now. We've still got over 6 minutes to play in the half. Abby Westmeyer tries to throw it down underneath to Amy Berry, throws it away, turnover. Give the ball to Wittenberg. That's 6 turnovers for Denison now. Wittenberg's had 5. 6 minutes left to play in the first half. Tigers with an 8-point lead. Their biggest lead has been at 12. Denison's had a 5-point lead today. Jasmine Gaines-Burns going to put up a 3. Up and in. Make it a 2. Official says her foot was on the line. 29-19. Jasmine Gaines-Burns. Tigers back up by double digits at 10. Abby Cooch with the basketball. Abby Cooch. Over to Brooke Toigo. She puts up a shot, no good. Rebound, Ryan Burton.
Great defense there by Evie Wolshire, one of the more underrated aspects of her game, able to run her offline and force a tough layup.
Taryn Cash almost loses the ball. Back to Jasmine Gaines-Burns. Short shot up and in. 31-19. Wittenberg back up by a dozen. 5:10 left to play in the first half.
And Jasmine Gaines-Burns now in a double-digit amount of scoring, leading scorer for the Tigers. She has been on fire.
Cooch is on fire. She just hit her 3rd 3 of this quarter.
She's now at 11.
31-22.
The star players are now starting to come to life for both the Tigers and Denison as well.
Well, Abby Cooch, again, she averages 11.1 points per game, and she is hot from a 3 right now. Ryan Burton stops, pops off the glass, no good. Evie Wolshire with a rebound, out to Kelsey Reagan. Back to Ryan Burton, goes up for a shot, no good. Rebound to Abby Cooch. If you're Wittenberg, you need to get a hand in front of her face. Abby Westmeyer puts up a shot, no good. That thing belt went down and came out, but she's going to go to the foul line, and she is fouled by Ryan Burton.
It looks as if fatigue is starting to settle in for the Wittenberg Lady Tigers, and now we're going to see some substitutions come in, and ultimately this is going to help out Wittenberg get some rest. It's still up by 9, but we talk about the star players starting to come to life. Abby Cooch for Denison. Wittenberg's got to find a way to stop her, and Jasmine Gaines-Burns, if you can get her going, because remember, she's not the leading scorer for the Lady Tigers. Ryan Burton is. Jasmine Gaines-Burns, though, She is averaging 12.4 points per game. She's the second leading scorer, so if she can get herself going and then start showing the love to Ryan Burton and other players around them, such as Kelsey Reagan and Evie Wolshire, the Lady Tigers can try to go on a run before half.
Westmeyer splits the free throw, so Wittenberg up by 8. Jasmine Gaines-Burns drives in the lane, no good. And rebound comes down to Brooke Toigo. To Abby Cooch. Abby Cooch quickly down court. Abby Cooch going to drive, put up a shot from the left elbow, no good. Rebound, Taryn Cash. Taryn over to Evie Wolshire. Three-pointer on the way. Wolshire, her second. She nails a three, and Wittenberg back up 11. We talked about Evie can get hot. Here comes a three the other way, and that's up and in.
Denison's doing a great job of answering back,
Brooke
something they
Toigo.
did not do back in the first quarter.
Brooke Toigo puts in a three. So all of a sudden it's raining threes here. Jasmine Gaines-Burns scores in the lane, and she gets fouled. So she has a chance for an old-fashioned three. 3:35. Tell you, the pace has really picked up here, Jackson.
Especially just in the last couple of minutes with how much action and how much scoring we've seen in the last couple of minutes. You would have thought that we're 35 seconds away from halftime. Instead, we're 3:35 away. But Jasmine Gaines-Burns, once again, a great drive, gets penetrating the middle, gets to the inside, able to lay it up and in. Again, Dave, we talk about how many times when you're running an offense, instead of working east and west, moving the ball around the perimeter, you want to work it north and south. You want to kick it inside, kick it out. That's how you're going to get your open looks, especially from beyond the arc. That's something Wittenberg's starting to do, and Denison, they're picking that up as well.
Jasmine Gaines-Burns leaves the lineup after hitting that free throw, so she's got the old-fashioned three. Wittenberg back up 11, 37-26. Jess Zeidel with the basketball. She replaces Abby Cooch. Abby Cooch with a well-deserved rest, and Wittenberg kicks the ball. It'll be Denison ball out of bounds underneath the bucket. Jess Zeidel will inbound. Back to Abby Westmeyer, inside. Morgan Kress puts up a shot, no good, but she's fouled by Carly Moore. Morgan Kress going to go to the line where she is shooting 59% on the year, but I think she's already hit a couple here today. Done a nice job. She is 2 for 2 from the line.
I think Melissa Colby, coach for the Wittenberg Tigers, not too happy after that call.
She hits the first free throw, the lefty. They've got a couple lefties. Abby Cooch, a lefty, and boy, for 50, oh, that one is short. I was going to say she looked pretty good on this first three free throws she shot today. Wittenberg up by 10. McKenna Baker open for a three, no good. Rebound comes down to Denison. 3:04 left to play in the first half. Tigers up by 10. Denison would love to get it down within the single digits, and now they carelessly just lose the ball out of bounds on a pass, and that was unforced error. Those kind of drive you crazy, Loke.
Yeah,
Jackson.
Unforced turnovers there are going to drive you crazy, just as you said. And Denison, they've been pretty clean with the ball, but they are still losing the turnover differential shown here on the scoreboard.
Taryn Cash with the basketball. Taryn Cash backs it back out, 14 on the shot clock. 2:38 to play in the first half. Taryn Cash over to Jade Simpson. In the corner, McKenna Baker, three from the right corner. Count it! Wittenberg up by a baker's dozen, 40-27.
Largest lead for the Tigers. We're waiting to see. We talk about Denison. They've been able to answer back and answer the call the last couple of possessions on the floor.
And now
this time
by Taryn Cash. Going in for the layup. She scores and she's fouled. And all of a sudden, Wittenberg up 15. You know, Jackson, if you're going to foul there, I think you want to make sure she doesn't score.
Yeah, if you're going to whack somebody, whack them. Take them hard. Take them down hard. I think that was obviously they weren't intentionally trying to foul there. You can definitely tell.
You don't want to hurt them, but you definitely don't want to let them score.
You can definitely tell just from the body language that we saw after that. Denison, that was number 32, Brooke Toigo, who was a little frustrated. Didn't necessarily think that was a foul, and I guess ball doesn't lie.
Yeah, missed the free throw, so Tigers up 15, 42-27.
This is the most complete first half we've seen from Wittenberg basketball this season. They've done the little things. They've boxed out. They've crashed the glass. They've been tenacious on defense. They've hit their shots inside and out. They're executing the offense perfectly, jumping passes
And now another
like that.
steal, but Wittenberg lose it. By the way, Abby Cooch back in line for Denison. They couldn't keep her out very long. Boy, what a terrific freshman she is. Young lady averages 11.1 points per game.
And she's one of the reasons why Denison currently sits 15-5 on the season.
Right. Abby Cooch with a basketball. Abby Cooch drives, floater, shot, no good. Rebound, Jasmine Gaines Burns. Here comes the Tigers with 1:35 to play, holding on to a 15-point lead. To Maddie Barnett. Maddie, still with the dribble, back to Jasmine Gaines Burns. She drives the lane, puts a shot with the left hand, no good. Rebound to Ryan Burton. She misses a short shot. And now we have a foul on Wittenberg. I think it's on Jasmine Gaines Burns. That's her third foul.
That's going to be free throws as well. Denison, they are well into the bonus.
No, that's only 3 fouls on Wittenberg.
I beg your pardon. Yes, you are correct. So they will take it down low. Wittenberg, now they have some fouls to give. Once again, beg your pardon on that. But they have some fouls to give here. So we're waiting to see if Wittenberg tries to attack this and if they are a little bit more aggressive.
They take Ryan Burt now because she picked up the foul, and that's her second. They do not want her picking up a third foul. Brooke Toigo, nice pass underneath. DeMorgan cross, ball's loose on the floor. Pick back up, Abby Cooch. Gonna drive, dishes out. 3 on the way, no good. Rebound, McKenna Baker. That 3 was put up. Is that Amy Berry back up? No, I'm sorry. That was Ada Tout put up that 3. 48 seconds to play in the first half. Wittenberg with the ball and a 15-point lead. Plenty of time for Denison to get the ball back, though. Jasmine Gaines Burns shot from the left wing, up and in. 44-27, Wittenberg up. Their biggest lead at 17.
Again, just complete half. It's going to be hard to replicate this and duplicate this in the second half, but Wittenberg, the great thing with the advantage they have, you don't have to duplicate this in the second half. All you have to do, hang on to leads, don't go into conservative, still play to win, still play your style of basketball because a lot of time left to play in this game. But now you have built yourself a cushion, you have a little bit of leeway.
Jade Simpson just picked up her second foul, so they're going to take her out also, put Evie Wolshire back in there. Down to 23 seconds. About 2-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And now we have a block on Wittenberg. Evie Wolshire picks up the foul. Brooke Toigo is going to go to the line for 2 free throws. 15.5 seconds left to play in the first half. So Wittenberg should get the ball back unless they miss a second free throw and get the rebound. Free throw on the way, and it's up and in. Hit the front of the rim, bounced off the glass, and fell through. 44-28. Wittenberg up by 16. Free throw on the way, up and in. 44-29. Taryn Cash back in lineup. Also Amy Berry back in lineup for Denison. Wittenberg now 16 of 32 for 50%. 9 of 25 for Denison, 36% on the ball game. Taryn Cash with the basketball. Ahead, Debbie Wolshire. Back to Taryn Cash. Back to Debbie Wolshire. Open, shot up from left wing. No good. Rebound, McKenna Baker. McKenna goes up for a shot, gets a block. Abby Cooch going to put up a shot, and it's going to be short, so the first half comes to an end. Tigers on top, 44-29, so a good lead here at half. Let's take a look at the quick scoring recap, and then we'll go over to team numbers when we come back for half, and we'll also hear what Jackson has to say about that first half. First for Denison, 2 points each for Maddie Goodman and Ada Tout. 3 points each for Abigail Westmeyer and Morgan Kress. 6 points for Brooke Toigo and 11 for Abby Cooch, who is 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. For Wittenberg, 1 point for Maddie Barnett, 2 for Carly Moore, 3 for McKenna Baker, Jade Simpson and Taryn Cash with 5 each. Evie Wolshire with 6. Ryan Burton with 7, and leading the way for Wittenberg in the first half. Jasmine Gaines Burns with 15. Your thoughts of that first half?
Jasmine Gaines Burns, 15 points. Incredible first half for her. And now when you have a player starting to step up like she is, becoming your unanimous leading scorer out on the floor, that can open up the entire offense. And as I've said it so many times, it's like, I know I've said this so many times today, and if I had a nickel for how many times I've said this, I'd be a millionaire. But Wittenberg played a complete first half. They out-hustled Denison. They showed more effort. And not only that, they did the little things. And it's sometimes the little things that are going to win you basketball games. And although they have not won just quite yet, we're only in halftime, but Wittenberg up by 15, a nice cushion at the intermission. And it all ultimately stemmed from them doing the little things, crashing the glass, playing tough defense, hitting their shots, boxing out, so many different options and so many different things that Wittenberg did so incredibly well in that first half, and that's why Wittenberg leads by 15 here.
Yeah, Wittenberg on top 44-29, but don't go to sleep on Denison. They're not 15-5 for anything. They got a pretty good ball club, so Wittenberg's just got to keep the hammer down. Got to keep the hammer down in the second half. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in about 11 minutes or so. We'll give you all the team numbers from halftime. Wittenberg on top by 15 points. I'm Dave Williams. That's Jackson Lightcap. Glad you're with us today. We'll be back in about 11 minutes.
To rise above the competition, generations of Wittenberg Tigers have been encouraged to reach down deep for something more. More than skill or strength, more than precision or power, they were asked to do something extra, something beyond themselves. They needed to tiger up. Coined by a Hall of Fame coach and chanted repeatedly for decades since, Tiger Up serves as the rallying cry for championship teams and All-American performances. It calls us to greater determination and an unwavering spirit. To wear the red and white of Wittenberg is an honor, a tradition of excellence to uphold. So is the opportunity to tiger up. It's more than a phrase, it's a legacy that binds us, uniting us in victorious celebration and spurring us on to greater heights, even in defeat. Tiger Up echoes across campus, bridging the past and the present as we stand together as Wittenberg Tigers. With the trademark now officially ours, we embrace a new era where the roar of the Tigers resounds louder than ever before. And through it, we will continue to define what it means to compete at the highest levels, inspired by tradition and in full embrace of a promising future. Tiger Up.
I'm thrilled to be at Wittenberg at this time and place, as the university is perfectly positioned to welcome an esports program like none other. Wittenberg's impressive athletics tradition and Tiger Up spirit, mixed with a strong commitment to student success, will allow for a program that competes at the highest level while also caring deeply for each player, both personally and professionally. Esports at Wittenberg will not only be about gaming, but will also be about changing the game. Together, we will build a supportive, dynamic community as we bring our own distinct light to the global phenomenon of esports right here in Springfield, Ohio. It's time to Tiger Up. Let's go.
To rise above the competition, generations of Wittenberg Tigers have been encouraged to reach down deep for something more. More than skill or strength, more than precision or power, they were asked to do something extra, something beyond themselves. They needed to tiger up. Coined by a Hall of Fame coach and chanted repeatedly for decades since, Tiger Up serves as the rallying cry for championship teams and All-American performances. It calls us to greater determination and an unwavering spirit. To wear the red and white of Wittenberg is an honor, a tradition of excellence to uphold. So is the opportunity to tiger up. It's more than a phrase, it's a legacy that binds us, uniting us in victorious celebration and spurring us on to greater heights, even in defeat. Tiger Up echoes across campus, bridging the past and the present as we stand together as Wittenberg Tigers. With the trademark now officially ours, we embrace a new era where the roar of the Tigers resounds louder than ever before. And through it, we will continue to define what it means to compete at the highest levels, inspired by tradition and in full embrace of a promising future. Tiger Up.
I'm thrilled to be at Wittenberg at this time and place, as the university is perfectly positioned to welcome an esports program like none other. Wittenberg's impressive athletics tradition and Tiger Up spirit, mixed with a strong commitment to student success, will allow for a program that competes at the highest level while also caring deeply for each player, both personally and professionally. Esports at Wittenberg will not only be about gaming, but will also be about changing the game. Together, we will build a supportive, dynamic community as we bring our own distinct light to the global phenomenon of esports right here in Springfield, Ohio. It's time to Tiger Up. Let's go.
To rise above the competition, generations of Wittenberg Tigers have been encouraged to reach down deep for something more. More than skill or strength, more than precision or power, they were asked to do something extra, something beyond themselves. They needed to Tiger Up. Coined by a Hall of Fame coach and chanted repeatedly for decades since, Tiger Up serves as the rallying cry for championship teams and All-American performances. It calls us to greater determination and an unwavering spirit. To wear the red and white of Wittenberg is an honor, a tradition of excellence to uphold. So is the opportunity to Tiger Up. It's more than a phrase, it's a legacy that binds us, uniting us in victorious celebration and spurring us on to greater heights, even in defeat. Tiger Up echoes across campus, bridging the past and the present as we stand together as Wittenberg Tigers. With the trademark now officially ours, we embrace a new era where the roar of the Tigers resounds louder than ever before. And through it, we will continue to define what it means to compete at the highest levels, inspired by tradition and in full embrace of a promising future. Tiger Up.
I'm thrilled to be at Wittenberg at this time and place, as the university is perfectly positioned to welcome an esports program like none other. Wittenberg's impressive athletics tradition and Tiger Up spirit, mixed with a strong commitment to student success, will allow for a program that competes at the highest level while also caring deeply for each player, both personally and professionally. Esports at Wittenberg will not only be about gaming, but will also be about changing the game. Together, we will build a supportive, dynamic community as we bring our own distinct light to the global phenomenon of esports right here in Springfield, Ohio. It's time to Tiger Up. Let's go.
To rise above the competition, generations of Wittenberg Tigers have been encouraged to reach down deep for something more. More than skill or strength, more than precision or power, they were asked to do something extra, something beyond themselves. They needed to Tiger Up. Coined by a Hall of Fame coach and chanted repeatedly for decades since, Tiger Up serves as the rallying cry for championship teams and All-American performances. It calls us to greater determination and an unwavering spirit. To wear the red and white of Wittenberg is an honor, a tradition of excellence to uphold. So is the opportunity to Tiger Up. It's more than a phrase, it's a legacy that binds us, uniting us in victorious celebration and spurring us on to greater heights, even in defeat. Tiger Up echoes across campus, bridging the past and the present as we stand together as Wittenberg Tigers. With the trademark now officially ours, we embrace a new era where the roar of the Tigers resounds louder than ever before. And through it, we will continue to define what it means to compete at the highest levels, inspired by tradition and in full embrace of a promising future. Tiger Up.
I'm thrilled to be at Wittenberg at this time and place, as the university is perfectly positioned to welcome an esports program like none other. Wittenberg's impressive athletics tradition and Tiger Up spirit, mixed with a strong commitment to student success, will allow for a program that competes at the highest level while also caring deeply for each player, both personally and professionally. Esports at Wittenberg will not only be about gaming, but will also be about changing the game. Together, we will build a supportive, dynamic community as we bring our own distinct light to the global phenomenon of esports right here in Springfield, Ohio. It's time to Tiger Up. Let's go. I'm thrilled to be at Wittenberg at this time and place, as the university is perfectly positioned to welcome an esports program like none other. Wittenberg's impressive athletics tradition and Tiger Up spirit, mixed with a strong commitment to student success, will allow for a program that competes at the highest level while also caring deeply for each player, both personally and professionally. Esports at Wittenberg will not only be about gaming, but will also be about changing the game. Together, we will build a supportive, dynamic community as we bring our own distinct light to the global phenomenon of esports right here in Springfield, Ohio. It's time to Tiger Up. Let's go.
Welcome back here to Pam Edmonds Smith Arena. 2 minutes before tip-off of the second half. Let's take a look at the team numbers. Denison shot 9 of 25 in the first half, 36%. Wittenberg 16 of 34, 47%. From three-point line, Denison 5 of 8, 63%. Wittenberg 4 of 9, 44%. You're really happy if you shoot 44%. You're ecstatic if you shoot 63%. Free throws, Wittenberg 8 of 13, 62%. Denison 6 of 8, 75%. Turnovers, Denison with 9, Wittenberg with 6. Points off turnovers, Wittenberg with 15. Denison only 3. That's a huge one right there. Rebounds, Wittenberg 23 to 17. Offensive rebounds, Wittenberg on top 9 to 4. Assists, Wittenberg with 12 and Denison with 6. Blocks, Denison 2, Wittenberg 1. Steals, 5 for Wittenberg, 1 for Denison. Bench points, 13 for Wittenberg, 3 for Denison. Second chance points, Denison 7, Wittenberg 5. Points in the paint, Wittenberg all over that, 22 to 8. And fast break points, Wittenberg on top, 7 to 0. Remember, early in the game, Denison was getting a lot of offensive boards, but now they're just at 4 at halftime. So Wittenberg put the stop to that.
Yeah, and that was one of the in-game adjustments that you saw from head coach Melissa Colby. She is a tremendous coach, and she thrives at making adjustments while in game, and that's exactly what Wittenberg was able to do. Another stat I want to talk about, obviously, 5 for 8 from beyond the arc for Denison, shooting 63% from beyond the arc, as you mentioned. How sustainable is that? Because you're down by 15. The only reason why you're down by 15 is because on how effective you've shot the 3 ball. But 63% from beyond the arc, it's not efficient enough. It's not effective, and it's not. You cannot rely on the 3, and you cannot rely shooting that well from beyond the arc. Denison's got to find a way to start getting their post players going, which in reality is going to be a very, very tough ask, especially with how Wittenberg's post players are playing, such as Jade Simpson and Ryan Burton.
Denison will have the ball to start the second half. Abby Cooch, Ada Tao, Morgan Kress, Brooke Toigo, and Maddie Goodman for Wittenberg, the starters. Kelsey Reagan, Taryn Cash, Jasmine Gaines-Burns, Jade Simpson, and Evie Wolshire. Wittenberg starts in his own. Cross court, Abby Cooch. I thought she was going to take a 3. She was open. Nice shot, put up and in. by Maddie Goodman.
I'm okay with Wittenberg coming out in a zone here in this second half. Play like you have a lead, but obviously you don't want to go too conservative. Show up, change your look against Denison, because you know Denison made the adjustments. This is how they're trying to adjust to the adjustments.
Jasmine Gaines burns three from the right corner, up and in. 47-31, Tigers up 16. 9:08 left to play, third quarter.
And how about this? A big day for Jasmine Gaines Burns, already with 18.
Drive, shot put up and in again. Maddie Goodman.
Now, I will say this. Obviously, Wittenberg trying to adjust to the adjustments, and that's one of the reasons why they went with a zone, to give Denison a different look rather than what they did in that first half. But if Denison can continue to score on this, I'd expect Wittenberg to change it back rather quickly.
Wittenberg just turned it over. Nice drive. Nice block by Evie Wolshire. She couldn't corral it, but that was Brooke Toigo tried to put a shot up, and a great block by Evie Wolshire.
And again, how Evie Wolshire, she is so efficient for this team, and she is so effective in so many different ways. She could score, she could defend, she can rebound. She's a great player at giving the ball up for assists. A complete player for the Tigers.
Morgan Kress misses a shot down close. Taryn Cash drives, and her shot is blocked out of bounds by Morgan Kress.
Nice drive. Obviously, you just got to keep the defense honest. She saw the lane, and obviously it didn't work out for her, but if you keep the defense honest, it's going to get you a lot more open looks as the game goes on.
Shot put up, no good. Rebound comes down to Brooke Toigo. Back to Maddie Goodman, and Evie Wolshire, again, very active on defense. Knocks the pass out of bounds. 14-point lead right now for Wittenberg. Ryan Burton back in lineup for Evie Wolshire. 47-33. Wittenberg with on defense. Denison with trying to get back in the ball game. A nice drive shot, rims out, but going the foul line for two free throws. Maddie Goodman at the foul line. That foul's on Taryn Cash. Maddie Goodman, 61% free throw shooter, but hits nothing but net on that one.
When you're down by this much, still a lot of time left to play, but the best way to start clawing your way back into a game is connecting at the free throw line, something that Denison has to do well here in the second half.
Jasmine Gaines Burns drive, shot no good, rebound comes down.
3-on-1 fast break, dish that one out, you have the numbers.
Yeah, 8 to tout. Abby Cooch with the ball. 8 to tout with it. She's going to drive. Looks like they're definitely moving down underneath now. They told them they got to get the ball underneath, and they've cut that lead down to 47-37, so 6 in a row for Denison.
And if Wittenberg comes up empty here, but Denison then is able to score, I'd expect Colby to take a timeout.
Kelsey Reagan misses a three-pointer in and out, but knocked out of bounds by Brooke Toigo. So Wittenberg retains possession. Well, that was halfway down and came out.
I'd expect Wittenberg to take a timeout if they come up empty and Denison gets another bucket.
And now Wittenberg throws it away carelessly.
This is something that's plagued Wittenberg all season long, is the turnovers and the costly turnovers at the worst times. Wittenberg is a lot better than a 14-5 team this season, but it's not necessarily the amount of turnovers they have, it's when they turn the ball over, and they turn the ball over right when they need to swing momentum back into their favor, and that's why we see their opponents, whoever it may be, go on these long runs such as Denison is doing right now.
Well, if you've seen Denison, they're definitely going underneath. They're going inside, and the players are getting the ball inside, and they're moving in. They're backing down. In fact, she just fell down, and now we're going to have a jump ball. Oh, they get a timeout before they get the jump ball. So Denison's going to have the ball, but that's definitely what they're doing. They're going into the middle, and whoever gets the ball is backing their way down in trying to get a layup.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's exactly what Denison needs to do. We talked about it in the pregame, I beg your pardon. And with the size that they have, the height that they have, yes, they could shoot the three really efficiently, but the strong suit when it comes to scoring for Denison is in the post and then kick out and get the mid-range jump shot. And that's something that Denison has shied away from so far in this game. And I truly wonder why. I wonder if it's because of the presence of Jade Simpson or Ryan Burton down low, because Wittenberg more size than Denison, but still Denison drifting away from their strength, and you could definitely tell that plagued them quite a bit in that first half. Now in the second half, they're finally starting to get the nerves to go in there and start going up against Simpson and Burton, and they're starting to win those battles, unlike that first half. So Wittenberg, they got to find a way to adjust. This timeout taken by Denison will favor Denison by getting the ball back, but I think it's going to favor Wittenberg because it gives head coach Melissa Colby some extra time to talk to her ladies on the sideline.
So that 15-point lead's been whittled down to 10. By the way, Ober and Ohio Wesleyan this afternoon at halftime, Ohio Wesleyan is beating DePaul 31-18, so they have a 13-point lead at halftime over DePaul. So here we go. Evie Wolshire back in lineup for Wittenberg. She replaces Kelsey Reagan. Ada Tout with the basketball. Bounce pass inside. Morgan Kress going to drive. Puts up a shot. No good. Jade Simpson held her ground that time.
And I'm sure that Melissa Colby, during that timeout, talked to Simpson and Burton saying, hey, you got to get more aggressive down low just like you were in that first half, and that's a great adjustment there by Simpson.
Now a steal. And here goes Denison. Shot up off the glass, up and in. So Denison now within 8, 47-39. That was Ada Tout.
I'd like to see
with the
Wittenberg.
bucket.
I'd like to see Wittenberg slow the tempo down. They're running at a too fast a pace. That's why they're making errant passes, and that's why they're turning over the ball. Slow the tempo down. Go through your progressions.
And now another steal. Another turnover by Wittenberg.
They're just trying to rush that offense, Dave. The moment they settle down, the moment they're stopped turning the ball over, but that's a fourth straight possession with a turnover.
Denison also in a zone now. Abby Cooch going to drive. Passes underneath. Ball's knocked away by Wittenberg, but picked up. Back to Denison. Morgan Kress. Going to try and throw up a shot, and she does throw up a wild shot, but she gets fouled. Morgan Kress going to go to the line for 2.
The biggest difference maker that we've seen here in the second half through the first 4 minutes and 2 seconds of the second half is Denison is now starting to out-hustle the Lady Tigers. The Tigers, we talk about how complete of a game they played back in that first half because they were out-hustling Denison. Now Wittenberg being out-hustled, and you can definitely tell they're doing a lot of things different here in the second half that they wouldn't in the first half, and that's why Denison is starting to claw their way back. That loose ball first half, you're going to see Jade Simpson diving on the floor trying to get that. Now we're not seeing that. That's just an example. There's so many different other examples you can use for the Lady Tigers here through the first 4 minutes and 2 seconds of this half. They've got to get back to out-hustling Denison and capture momentum.
Tiger lead's been whittled to 6 as Morgan Kress hits both free throws. Tigers 47-41. Evie Wolshire to McKenna Baker. McKenna Baker. 2 fouls on Wittenberg this quarter, none on Denison. That's helped. Now a pass into Ryan Burton. She scores off the glass. Wittenberg back up 8, 49-41, 5:38 play in the third quarter.
And you could tell there that they slowed the offense down. They were able to run their offense, go through their progressions, and it ended up in a 2 easy points.
Pass inside. Now Brooke Toigo going to drive, and now steal by Ryan Burton.
Great defense there by Jade Simpson. Simpson was able to run her off course and make a bad pass.
Taryn Cash able to fend off Abby Cooch, who was going to try and make a steal. Taryn Cash over to Evie Wolshire, to Jade Simpson. Back to Evie Wolshire. 11 on the shot clock. Evie, nice pass from Ryan Burton. Short shot up and in. Ryan Burton, Tiger lead back at 10.
Great selfless basketball there. Once again, attack the inside, kicking out. You're going to have wide open looks 9 out of 10 times. That's exactly what Burton was able to get there.
Inside. Bri Woodard back. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound, Evie Wolshire. That was Abby Westmeyer with that three-pointer.
Wittenberg can swing all the momentum and confidence right back in their favor with a big shot here. 3 would be nice, but they just need 2.
I would say that three-point attempt. Taryn Cash puts up a shot, misses. Got her own rebound. We're going to have a jump ball. It'll be Wittenberg possession on alternating possession. We're going to have a timeout. After the timeout, we've got Morgan Kress coming back in the lineup, along with Maddie Goodman for Denison. All right, we're going to take a break. Got a full timeout here. Wittenberg on top by 10. We've got 4:26 left to play in this third quarter. We'll be back after this. Welcome back here to Payment Smith Arena. I'm Dave Williams along with Jackson Lightcap. Glad you're with us this afternoon. Wittenberg trying to hang on and get a victory over Denison. A game Denison that. They've got a good team. Again, 15-5, 6-3 in conference play. Wittenberg 14-5 and 7-2 in conference play.
This will be a big win for the Tigers, not only in the NCAC standings, but confidence-wise that they can win.
Taryn Cash drives, but her shot doesn't go in. It was a nice drive, just didn't fall. 51-41, 4:12 left to play. Third quarter, Abby Cooch with the basketball. Abby Cooch been terrific today, the freshman point guard. Pass underneath. Westmeyer out. Ada Tout going to drive. Ada Tout with a nice move to the bucket. Scores, and she's fouled. So has a chance for a three-point play, can cut it to 7. 51-43. Once she got that lane, she drove, and it was going to be an easy bucket. Carly Moore back in line for Wittenberg. Hey, Tot shoots 67% from the foul line. Free throw up, no good. Rebound, Wittenberg. McKenna Baker.
Nice strong rebound there by McKenna Baker, going up there and just ripping it down from any offensive players from Denison.
Taryn Cash with the basketball. McKenna Baker inside to Carly Moore. Carly Moore reverse layup, no good. Made a nice move, the ball just didn't fall. Abby Cooch, they could cut it all the way to 5 if they hit a 3 here. Abby Westmeyer going to stop, short pop, shot no good. Rebound up and in, or no, I should say rebound, wasn't scored, but it was another foul, Wittenberg. Now, in the first half was Denison picking up the fouls. Now it's Wittenberg. Denison doing a nice job to avoid the fouls this half.
And one of the reasons why Wittenberg is picking up more of the fouls is because Denison, they're playing a lot more aggressive. They're attacking Wittenberg, and Wittenberg, they're just sitting back on their heels, waiting for Denison to come to them. And obviously, when that's going to happen, you're going to be the team that picks up more fouls. So Denison, they picked up more fouls in the first half because it was a complete 180 from what we're seeing right now.
Goodman hits one, misses the second one, now a foul. And, you know, really, I don't know why this, of course, it's only their first foul, but it drives me crazy when a player fouls somebody 80 feet from the basket. Not a good foul at all by Morgan Kress. In fact, that's her third foul. You don't want to foul somebody that far from the basket.
And I think Kress was trying to force the travel, but obviously went in there, got her hand too far to the inside.
51-44.
Wilshire might be lucky she didn't get a kick ball there.
Evie Wilshire bounced ball off her leg, but she's able to get it before it went over and back. Nice pass, Evie Wilshire. Brian Burton, but she missed a point-blank layup. And now Denison with the ball.
We say point-blank layup, but that's a tough layup to make for Ryan Burton. Burton, she was whacked from all different angles, triple team on her, but the best look Wittenberg could have gotten there.
Westmeyer goes in and scores, and now they're within 5, 51-46. So they've outscored Wittenberg by 10 points this quarter, 17-7.
Again, Wittenberg, slow the tempo down, go back to what you were doing well in that first half, get some momentum back on your side.
Evie Wilshire, her third 3 of the day.
Best way to do it, a big momentum swing. Wilshire once again getting heated up.
54-46, Tigers up 8. Nice pass underneath to Westmeyer. She throws it back out. 3 on the way, up and in. Ada Tout with the three-pointer.
Dave, I do got to give some props to Denison because Denison, this is a team that has consistently answered the call and answered back so far today. So we got to give some props to the Big Red because.
And now Wittenberg just throws it away.
It's one of the reasons why Denison is still in this game is because their ability to answer back. Wittenberg hits a three. They've been right there. They're playing complementary basketball, and that's why heading into the fourth, they're going to have a chance.
Wittenberg with their starting lineup back. Wittenberg just turned the ball over again. That is turnover number 12. They have more turnovers now than Denison. Denison could cut this to 2 with a 3. They're down 5 points, 54-49. Morgan Kress shot from left elbow, no good, didn't hit anything. Which kind of surprising. She's very good from the free throw line. She has been today, but that was just short. Didn't hit the rim at all. Didn't even come close.
There's been multiple games that Wittenberg has led pretty big in the first half. 17-point lead here today. Remember the last couple times they've been home, and it seems as if they just get lackadaisical in the second half, something that they're going to have to keep and continue and try to work on before NCAC play. It already has hurt them a couple times this season, especially Wednesday against DePaul.
Jasmine Gaines-Burns puts up a 3, no good, and Denison comes down with a rebound. Abby Cooch with the basketball. Minute 10 to play in the third quarter. Wittenberg trying to hang on. They have a 5-point lead. They've been up as many as 17 today. Abby Cooch, I thought she was going to take a 3. Going to drive, put up a shot, up and in. 54-51. So Wittenberg, again, has been outscored 12 points this quarter. 50 seconds playing. I tell you what, Marine Hurt, they did a great job. They decided to go down low to start the second half, and it's really worked for them. Really got them going. Jasmine Gaines-Burns over to Kelsey Reagan inside to Ryan Burton. Ryan Burton up with the left hand, but she missed the shot. Now they can tie it with 30 seconds to play with a three-pointer. Ryan Burton again had a close shot, just shot it too strong off the glass.
Wittenberg, they've got to go back to relying on Ryan Burton and Jade Simpson. That's what they were doing in that first half, and simply in the second half, they haven't been able to rely on them. And the moment that Wittenberg's able to insert post dominance once again is the moment that they're going to get back to playing their style of basketball that they like.
Westmeyer, turnaround shot, up, no good. Rebound, Evie Wolshire. Evie Wolshire puts up a shot from midcourt, no good. So your score after 3 periods of play, the Wittenberg Tigers on top 54-51. It will be, I think, Denison ball when we come back to start the fourth quarter. Just get ready to strap it in because this last 10 minutes is going to be a good one. We'll be back after this.
I'm thrilled to be at Wittenberg at this time and place, as the university is perfectly positioned to welcome an esports program like none other. Wittenberg's impressive athletics tradition and Tiger Up spirit, mixed with a strong commitment to student success, will allow for a program that competes at the highest level while also caring deeply for each player, both personally and professionally. Esports at Wittenberg will not only be about gaming, but will also be about changing the game. Together, we will build a supportive, dynamic community as we bring our own distinct light to the global phenomenon of esports right here in Springfield, Ohio. It's time to Tiger Up. Let's go.
All right, welcome back here to Pam M. Smith Arena. We've got 10 minutes left in the books, and it is a good one, 54-51. I don't know if we can get an update on that Ohio Wesleyan game. Ohio Wesleyan DePaul. My wife, the lovely Vicki Williams, is going to see if she can get an update for us. Getting ready to inbound the ball is Abby Westmeyer to Abby Cooch. 41-26, 15-point lead for Ohio Wesleyan. Abby Cooch going to try and tie it. No good. Three-pointer didn't fall for her. Boy, she had a great look there, and it looked like it was going to be good. Kelsey Reagan the other way. She's got 3 on the way. No good. And out of bounds. And Jasmine Gaines-Burns thought she got fouled underneath on the rebound, but no call.
Dave, it's only a matter of time before Kelsey Reagan finds her rhythm. She's 0 for 3 from beyond the arc, 0 points today. But she is one of the leading scorers. She is one of the best players that Wittenberg has from beyond the arc. The moment she finds her rhythm, it's going to give Wittenberg a lot more to work with on the offensive side.
Well, she threw up an air ball in that last 3, didn't hit anything. Wittenberg back in the zone. Cross-court pass, Abby Cooch in the corner. Inside to Morgan Kress, back out. Abby Cooch open for three, gets three-pointer left corner, no good. Rebound comes down to Taryn Cash, thank you. To Jade Simpson. Jade Simpson in the front court. 54-51, 8:55 to play in our ball game. No scoring yet in this fourth and final quarter. Taryn Cash, and now Denison man-to-man. Kelsey Reagan into Ryan Burton. Ryan Burton goes in with the left hand. She scores, and she is fouled. Big foul right there on Morgan Kress, and I think that's her fourth. It is.
We talk about swinging momentum back to Wittenberg. We talk about they need to start getting Jade Simpson and Ryan Burton involved once again, and they have to insert post dominance once more. The way you do that, that exact play, and let Ryan Burton get it down low on the block and let her go to work.
That is why I talked about it was so silly to pick up that foul way down here, because Morgan Kress has been playing a pretty good ball game, but now she's out of the game with 4 fouls because she picked up a foul 70 feet away from the basket. And now we're going to, evidently they're going to look at something. I don't know what's going on. But Coach Melissa Colby talked to officials. Now they're going over to look. I don't know where they think it. Didn't look, just looked like a regular foul. I don't think anything. Of course, nobody would intentionally, but sometimes you have the fouls that are a little bit harder. Maybe they get somebody in the face by accident. But I don't see anything, I didn't see anything there. Did you see anything, Jackson?
I didn't see anything malicious. I think these officials, because they are using our same video feed, so I have a feeling they just want to go down to the scores table to hear some more of Dave Williams' lovely voice.
Yeah, we think so. 56-51, Wittenberg back up 5. Ryan Burton's going to be at the foul line to try and get the old-fashioned three-point play. Ryan on the year, 71% from the free throw line, but today we look at Ryan Burton, and she is 3 for 4 from the foul line.
Yeah, those officials, they're at the scorers table right now. They're convening about it. It was a big play for Wittenberg and a momentum boost for the Wittenberg Tigers. So obviously, Dave Williams right here had an amazing call as always, and I'm sure that these officials just wanted to go down and hear it.
All right, so here we go. I don't think there's anything out of the ordinary.
And I think that all is well.
I guess that kind of gives you an extra timeout. Gives you a little extra time. Ryan Burton going to go to the line for 1.
It is well. We're all good to go.
Bri Woodard back in the lineup for Denison. Free throw, no good. And now we have a foul on Denison. That foul is on Maddie Goodman. That's her third foul. Denison stayed away from the fouls in that third quarter. Jade Simpson going to drive. Jade Simpson goes up and scores. And that was smart. She took the ball right at Maddie Goodman. Goodman really had to back off. Pass underneath Abby Westmeyer. Over to Abby Cooch. 58-51, Wittenberg up by 7. Down low to Bri Woodard. Back Abby Cooch open for 3, no good, short. But nice rebound, Ada Tout, and she scores. Good offensive rebound, Ada Tout with a score.
And she was like, no offensive box out, or defensive box out, I beg your pardon, for the Wittenberg Tigers there. That's plagued them so many different times this season, once more here in the fourth. 58-53, Tigers with the ball in the lead. 7:50 left to play in our ball game. Jade Simpson to Kelsey Reagan. Kelsey Reagan tries to pass to Ryan Burton. Nice rebound, Jade Simpson. Over to Kelsey Reagan, back to Taryn Cash. 15 on the shot clock. Good reset there by the Tigers.
That was a good play by Ryan Burton to catch that pass because it looked like it was going to go over her head. Ryan Burton's going to drive, stop, goes up for a shot, and she is fouled. Ryan Burton's going to go back the line for 2.
We're finally starting to see Wittenberg go back to what their roots were in that first half. Get the ball into the hands of Burton or get the ball into the hands of Simpson. Let them do the rest. They shied away from that in that third quarter. That's ultimately why Denison was able to come all the way back. Now they're going back to their roots, and it's working well for the Lady Tigers.
Brooke Toygo back in the lineup for Maddie Goodman for Denison. Ryan Burton hits the first free throw. Wittenberg back up 6, 59-53, 7:28 to play in our ball game. Second free throw on the way, up and in. 60-53, Wittenberg with a 7-point lead. Denison with the basketball. Well, you can't, we told you at halftime, you can't overlook Denison. They're fighters. Brian Woodard shot no good. Turnaround shot just rolled around, did not go in for her. Taryn Cash going to drive. Dishes back out to Jasmine Gaines-Burns, and she hits a shot, about a 16-footer. And Wittenberg back up 9, 62-53.
That's her first bucket here of the second half after scoring 18 points in that first half. Another player that's been ice cold for the Tigers here in this fourth that's allowed Denison to get back going. If she can get heated up once again, Wittenberg can run away with it.
Brooke Toigo into Bri Woodard, but she is fouled. And give the ball to Denison underneath with 6:40 left to play. 20 seconds on the shot clock for Denison. Abby Cooch going to inbound. She inbound to Abby Westmeyer, back to Cooch. Cooch stops, pops three, no good. So the threes were really going for Abby Cooch in that first half, but she hasn't been able to find the range here in the second half yet. And now double dribble on Wittenberg. Right in front of the official. She might have grabbed it with both hands. I didn't see it real, but the official was right there on top of it.
It had to have been a slight movement, like where she just brushed the ball with her second hand, picked it up for a second. It had to have been so slight because if it was slight, that was a great call there by the official, but that looked a little, could have gone either way.
All right. Now a foul on Jasmine Gaines. Oh, no, did they call an offensive foul?
Yes,
they called
they did.
an offensive foul on somebody. Wow, that is on Bri Woodard, and that's her fourth.
And I'll say this, it was
I thought they were going to call a foul on Jasmine Gaines-Burns.
Bri Woodard, she turned to the official and she shouted something from about 3/4 away of the floor. She was not happy, but in a game like this, obviously emotion's going to run high. It's going to be a physical game. You got to be able to hold your emotions. She's lucky it might have not been a technical foul.
What a great drive by Jasmine Gaines-Burns, and Wittenberg up 11. Three-pointer up and in, though. Boy, they needed that. That was Brooke Toigo. Denison now down 8. Or is that the right score? 64-53, down 9. Now they're down 11. Wait a minute, is that the right score? I don't think that's the correct score, is it? I don't think Wittenberg's up 6.
We have 64-56.
Yeah, that cannot be. I don't think Wittenberg's up 13 all of a sudden. Somehow the score got messed up. Shot put up no good. Evie Wolshire with a rebound. Is that the...
And we on our scoreboard have 64-56. So, Dave, I think you are right, but this is also one of the problems you have with playing on the road. You don't have any fans in the stands to be able to hold the scorer's table accountable.
Taryn Cash just scored, and she's fouled. And Wittenberg back. I think they got to get the score straightened out. It is because it's confusing me because Wittenberg does not have that big a lead.
And the scorer's table, they see it now.
I
think they're fixing it, or they're trying to fix it. One of the coaches for Denison pulled one of the officials off the side and said something, and then they went to the scorer's table. The monitors flipped around to make sure to show them what we have, but it looks like looks like it's right down low.
Taryn Cash misses a free throw, and the ball goes out of bounds off of Wittenberg. So if that's correct, Wittenberg now has a 15-point lead again. But I still don't think that's right.
And I think one of the fans, they went down to the scorer's table.
Yeah, I think they're telling them the score's wrong. They're going to try and get it straightened out. Yeah. There's no doubt the score is not correct. I think here it says 68-56. That could be right.
There's a Denison fan that went down to the scorer's table, and
I don't
think he's too happy, and I can't blame him.
No, I don't. I wouldn't blame him either. Believe it or not, years ago, in the Wittenberg tournament, they always have at Christmas. The women actually lost the game because they put the point up, again, gave a point to John Carroll. It should have went to Wittenberg, and everybody in the arena knew it. They called down the scorer's table, but the AD at the time, he didn't let them change it. Wittenberg ended up losing the ball game. And I can't remember if it was 1 point or might have been 2 points, but Wittenberg ended up losing. And Zaire Miller back in line. That was a long time ago. But I will never forget that one. That was a mess up the scores table, your own place, and you end up losing the game.
So they put it at 13, 68-55.
Here we are, 68-55. Now that I can maybe believe.
A little bit more believable than 13, but how about Wittenberg, this quiet run that they've gone on to begin the fourth quarter? Continue to chip away.
Although we have 68-56 up here on a live stats, which I think might be more correct. Drive, shot put up, no good. Abby Cooch is fouled. Zaire Miller on the foul. And once again, I'm with you right here. You do not want to foul them and let them score with the clock off. You're trying to hold on to this game. And Abby Cooch, believe it or not, as well, she shot from the outside today. Her drives, she's not been able to finish them today. Anyway, so it's either 68-55 or 68-56.
We'll figure it out.
And I think it's probably going to be 68-56. We got 4:55 left to play in the game. You know, the only problem for Denison, they were down 17, and they fought like crazy to get back in. But sometimes when that happens, you hit that wall. And once Wittenberg got back to a double-digit lead, it might be hard for them to fight back again.
Yeah, and it was the start of the fourth quarter that really changed the tide and turned the tide for the Lady Tigers of Wittenberg. And it was because they were able to start getting Ryan Burton and rely on her a little bit more in the post. Jade Simpson in the same situation, in the same story. They controlled the post in that first half. The third quarter, I don't mean to be blunt about it, but they were dominated. They were dominated in the post down low in that third quarter, and that's why Denison was able to come back. Absolutely, and that's why Denison was able to come and draw their way back. The fourth quarter, we saw another 180. Ryan Burton and Jade Simpson, they started showing up again. They were more aggressive. They've picked up their game, and that's one of the reasons why Wittenberg has been able to go on this run. Not to mention Jasmine Gaines-Burns, the leading scorer for the Tigers, held scoreless in that third quarter. Now starting to get heated up once again. She's got 22 overall, 4 here in the fourth quarter. She's starting to get heated up. The offense is starting to click, and they're slowing the pace down. They're not turning it over. Wittenberg going back to that same style of basketball we saw in the first half, and they are on the verge right now of possibly being able to run away with it.
All right, 68-55 is finally, it must be the score because we have it on the live stats and they have it on the scoreboard now. So Wittenberg with a 13-point lead, but Abby Cooch at the line where she is an 83% free throw shooter. Lefty puts it up and in. She's a nice-looking player. I mean, she had that really good first half, and I know she hasn't hit any threes in the second half, but she's just a good-looking ball player.
Yeah, and absolutely. I mean, the best way you could score in these situations.
Yes. At
the free throw line when the clock is not running. So we're waiting to see if Denison, they're going to have multiple more trips to the line today. We're waiting to see if Denison can take advantage of it.
Oh, and now Wittenberg just turned it over. Passes. And now, but a great block by Abby Wolshire, but she is called for a foul. That was really looked like a good block. But it was a bad pass by Wittenberg. It was too high for Taryn Cash. She had to go way up in the air to try and catch it. And went down, couldn't control it.
And if this game was being played on the gridiron, she would have been the next Odell Beckham Jr. with that style of catch. But obviously she was able to go up, make a monstrous catch, a tremendous catch. But when you come back down with the ball in the air, you're going to be called for the travel, and that's exactly what would have happened if Taryn Cash came back down with the ball in her hands. So she tried to give it off last second. She just could not hang on to it. Tough play, but a great effort there by Taryn Cash. And again, if it was on the gridiron, she'd be the new Odell Beckham Jr.
Brooke Toigo makes it 68-58, make it 68-59. So back within single digits, 9-point lead. Taryn Cash with the basketball back to Jade Simpson, and she just traveled. My goodness. Wittenberg is imploding here with turnovers. They're letting the press bother them that much, and they can't. We just talked about it's hard, but Denison, boy, I tell you what, they're fighting back again. Nice pass inbounds. Wittenberg fell asleep, but oh my goodness, Maddie Goodman missed a point-blank shot. I mean, she was like 4 feet away and missed everything. Too strong. That could have been huge for Denison. 68-59. Taryn Cash is fouled by Brooke Toigo. 64-55 with 1:18 left to play at Ohio Wesleyan. Things are looking good for Ohio Wesleyan. And it looks like DePaul may end up with their second conference loss today. It's more important for Wittenberg to try and get this win. Taryn Cash misses a first free throw. Taryn shoots 78% from the foul line. 4:23 left to play. Wittenberg up by 9. Second free throw on the way. Got it. 69-59. Wittenberg up 10. By the way, 5 fouls on Denison, 3 on Wittenberg. So Wittenberg gets fouled unless it's an offensive foul. They'll be going the foul line the rest of the game. Brooke Toigo open for 3. No good. Rebound comes down to Jade Simpson. And it has it stolen away, but she steals it back, but she commits a foul. You got to be stronger with a basketball. You have to be stronger with a basketball, and she let him knock it right out of her hand. Foul number 4. So now any foul by any team going to send the other team the foul line unless it's an offensive foul.
Yeah, absolutely. And you want to be strong with the basketball, but this is what makes crunch time so important, because this is where every single player on the floor is going to have fatigue of some level, and you got to stay strong with the ball, and you also can't commit silly fouls like
Ada
that.
Tout just scored, and she got fouled, so they can cut it to 7. Again, all stems. You had a 10-point lead, and you couldn't get the ball in bounds, or you got the rebound, but you couldn't hold on to it. You know, you've got to be stronger down low sometimes.
Fatigue is starting to settle in for the Tigers, and it certainly shows. Silly fouls, not being strong with the ball, not doing the little things. And again, when Wittenberg's done the little things, they're walloping Denison. But when they aren't, Denison, they're clawing their way back, and only a 7-point game. This one's far from over.
Yep, 69-62. Remember when they beat Ohio Wesleyan here, they almost did everything in their power to give the game away late in the game.
They had a 14-point lead in the final 4 minutes.
Maddie Barnett with the basketball. And now we have a foul called on Denison. Probably wasn't a good foul because that pass might have been picked off. So Wittenberg's going to go to the foul line, and they've got to hit their free throws here. Maddie Barnett going to the foul line where she is 1 for 2 today. And again, I've said this about Maddie all year. She is too good a shooter to be shooting 60% from the foul line.
You know, one of the stats that stands out to me, ever since halftime, your second half turnovers, Wittenberg with 10, Denison 2.
Yeah.
Here in the second half. So since halftime, Wittenberg -8 in the turnover differential. Got to take care of the basketball, especially down the stretch.
Maddie with a big free throw there, 70-62. Second one coming up. And she got them both, and that's what we expect from Maddie Barnett. So good-looking freshman for the Tigers. 71-62. Long 3, Cooch in. We knew she might hit one eventually, and she did there. And now all of a sudden the lead is 6, 71-65.
Such a terrific three-point shooter, Cooch is. And, I mean, she second leading scorer on the team with 11.1 points per game.
And now Wittenberg turns it over. My goodness. Throws it out of bounds, and Wittenberg again getting ready to implode in front of our eyes. You would think they've never seen a press before.
Wittenberg, this is something that's plagued them all season long. The amount of fourth quarter leads they've had that they have given up in the final 4 minutes of each and every game. You talked about it last time we saw them here against Ohio Wesleyan. They were up 14 with 4 minutes ago, and Ohio Wesleyan had the lead within the final 30 seconds of the game. We're seeing the same thing here where Wittenberg should have ran away with it early. Denison has clawed their way back into it. We saw it last Wednesday. Wittenberg, a fourth quarter lead, gave it up against DePaul on the road. This is something that has plagued the Wittenberg Tigers all season long. They have got to find ways to close out games in the fourth quarter. They have not been able to find, and really that's only the glaring issue that they are going to have heading into NCAC tournament. If they can clean that up, this is a team that can run the table in the NCAC tournament and punch a ticket to the NCAA tournament. But until that happens, it's Wittenberg Tiger fans have probably lost years of their life.
Here we go. Denison with the basketball. Abby Cooch with the basketball. Going to drive. Abby Cooch going to pick up her dribble. Bounce pass underneath. Shot up and in. That's by Morgan Kress.
Too easy of a look. Had the position on Ryan Burton. And a spin move and an easy layup. Probably the easiest layup she'll have of her collegiate career.
Now Wittenberg has the ball over the front court. Yeah, they took their time and just didn't panic, and they're able to break the press. Nice pass in to Ryan Burton. Easy layup, 73-67.
Great job.
2:58 left to play.
Great job there by Ryan Burton. We are now in crunch time, and she was just able to get on the inside, get positioning, and a beautiful pass by Jasmine Gaines-Burns. Team basketball at its finest.
Ada Tout with the basketball. Todd. Ada Todd open for a three on the way. No good. Ball's going to go out of bounds and be Wittenberg ball. I'll tell you what, that looked like it was going in when it left her hand. Yeah.
Certainly looked good from there.
I tell you
Wittenberg.
what, you Denison fans, this is going to be a fun team to watch next 4 years. I mean, they have such a good young team. That Abby Cooch, she's going to be fun to watch. But remember, they start 3 freshmen and a sophomore. And was it a sophomore today? And they had 1 junior. So they didn't have, three freshmen, 1 sophomore, 1 junior.
Wouldn't surprise me if Denison's going to be one of the favorites in the NCAC moving forward, even with John Carroll joining.
Taryn Cash with the basketball. Going to drive, put a shot up. She got fouled. Going to go to the line for 2. Maddie Goodman, I think, just fouled out. I think that's who they called it on.
Dave, games are won and lost on the free throw line. A lot of wise men have once told me that. A lot of my wise coaches have told me that games are won and lost at the free throw line. You've got to find ways to capitalize and connect at the free throw line. That miss could come back to bite the Tigers.
By the way, Maddie Goodman, that is her 4th foul. I thought they showed her for 4 earlier, but she has 4 fouls. And Wittenberg misses both free throws, but Ryan Burton runs the ball down.
Important hustle play there. That way, if Wittenberg's able to hang on and win this game at the end, that's going to be one of the overlooked plays. But a hustle play there by Burton. She's made so many of them here today.
You don't expect Taryn Cash to miss 2 free throws like that. 5 on the shot clock. Jasmine Gaines-Burns loses the ball. Just slipped on the drive. 2 minutes left to play in our ball game. Wittenberg with a 6-point lead. In the corner. 3-pointer on the way. Up and in. Ada Todd.
Wittenberg's got 3 timeouts remaining in this game.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. That was Brooke Toigo.
3 timeouts left in this game. And wouldn't surprise me, I think Coach Colby might be in her interest to use one here, but even if she doesn't, if they come up empty on the next possession, I'm sure she will.
73-70. Jasmine Gaines-Burton to Ryan Burton. Ryan Burton's going to drive, stop, makes a move, up off the glass, up and in.
Nice move by Burton, beautiful move. And when she takes over this game in the post, this Wittenberg team is a completely different team. They need that for the final 75 seconds.
Big defensive possession right here for Wittenberg. And a big offensive possession for Denison. They absolutely have to score, but if Wittenberg can keep them from scoring and get the ball back, there's only 1:14 left to play in this ball game. And again, my hat's off to Denison. Those young ladies will not give up.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why also having a young team is so effective, because you haven't played at the collegiate level. You don't have as much experience, so you don't necessarily know the powerhouse and the tough task at hand you're facing. Sometimes you're blind to that aspect because you haven't been in these situations. You think, oh, being down against 17 against Wittenberg, a lot of teams, a lot more experienced teams, they look at it as, we're down by 17 on the road against Wittenberg, one of the top teams in the NCAC. Oh no, Denison, because on how young they are, they're a little bit more blind to it. They're a little bit more naive to the fact that they were down by 17 on the road against a powerhouse of Wittenberg. And because they're a little bit more naive to that, it just keep your head down, keep grinding, keep chipping away. And this, you're going to end up in a situation like this with Denison with the chance to possibly win.
All right, 1:14 left to play. Denison with the basketball. 23 on the shot clock. Going to drive. Abby Westmeyer, shot up, no good, but she got fouled. Man, again, you don't want to foul and let them score with the clock off. And they did. Abby Westmeyer going to go to the line.
And that was Westmeyer's goal the entire way. You could definitely tell when she was taking it to the hole, she purposely jumped up into Evie Wolshire. And because Wolshire was up in the air, her feet were not set on the ground, it's going to be a foul. And they purposely attacked Wolshire there. For Denison, in a sense, it's smart because Wolshire, that's her 5th.
Oh, did Wolshire just foul out? Didn't realize that. Yeah, Evie Wolshire's fouled out. That is a big...
Attack the players who are in foul trouble, and that's what Denison did right there.
Big foul out for Wittenberg, and now she hits both free throws. So they're back within 1 possession, 3 points.
Reagan will take Wolshire's place.
Jasmine Gaines-Burns with the basketball, and they call her for a travel. Wittenberg is just, again, has let this press just kill them. They just it's just like sometimes I wonder why they don't bring everybody down and then send somebody long. Abby Cooch open for 3 for a tie. She tied it. So
Wittenberg
they've
needs
come
a
all the way
timeout.
back from 17 down.
Wittenberg needs a timeout. Looks like they're going to try to run the offense. I would have taken a timeout there, but Colby, excellent head coach for the Tigers, know what she's doing.
Jasmine Gaines-Burns shot from right wing up and in. 2-pointer. 46 seconds to play. Wittenberg up to 77-75.
And that's one of the reasons why I'm sure Denison thought that they would take the timeout. And to a sense, after thinking about that, I now know why Melissa Colby did not call a timeout there, because if you take a timeout, that's almost waving the white flag and giving full momentum back to Denison, because now Denison knows that they would have been in Wittenberg's head. Denison was expecting Wittenberg to take a timeout there. Wittenberg attacking, getting up the floor. Taryn Cash drives, kicks out to Jasmine Gaines-Burns, catches Denison off guard, and Wittenberg is here to make a point saying, you don't have the momentum, we have it, and we are going to show it.
Remember, Wittenberg at halftime, I think, had 15 points off the turnovers, and I think Denison had 3. Well, look at it now. Denison has 20 points off Wittenberg turnovers, Wittenberg 19 points off Denison turnovers. So the turnovers have really come back to bite Wittenberg in this second half.
Yeah, absolutely. Wittenberg, they've not taken care of the ball. But here they are. They have a chance. And just like I said, heading into the locker room, you don't want to go all conservative. But in a sense, you have a lot more leeway. Wittenberg with that 17-point lead in that first half. Now it's gone. But because you had that lead in that first half, you have that leeway to possibly mix a few different things up to where you still are playing with a chance to win here in the fourth.
Okay, Wittenberg with a 2-point lead, 77-75, 45.4 seconds left to play. Denison, Abby Cooch today, 5 for 7 from beyond the arc.
What a game. It's been a fun one.
Bri Woodard with the basketball. Nice pass. Abby Cooch, floater in the lane, no good. And the butter, nice rebound up and in. That ball, Wittenberg could not grab the rebound. Went to Goodman, and she scores.
Well, that was great defense by Jasmine Gaines-Burns closing in on Cooch. Without that close-in, Cooch has an easy walk-in layup. So when you have Jasmine Gaines-Burns shooting from one side of the post to the other side of the post, that is what she needs to do to save the bucket. But nobody backfilled for the Wittenberg Tigers to where that ball, after the miss, bounced right to where Jasmine Gaines-Burns would have been. But because nobody backfilled and filled that space for the Tigers, it was an easy offensive rebound and an easy walk-in layup. Just no rotation there from the Tigers that cost them. We're tied up at 77.
77, 36 seconds to play. So Wittenberg cannot hold for the last shot of the game. And if I'm Wittenberg, I'm trying to get the ball down low to Ryan Burton or Jasmine Gaines-Burns. Obviously, we take a look. Jasmine Gaines-Burns, 24 today, 19 for Ryan Burton. Again, Kelsey Reagan has not scored today. Boy, she's 0 for 3 from beyond the arc. Abby Cooch with 21 for Denison. Tout now up at 6-16. Brooke Toigo with 15. By the way, Taryn Cash has 10. And how big were those 2 free throws Taryn Cash missed a little bit ago?
Games are won and lost at the free throw line, Dave. You have to hit your free throws. And usually the teams that hit more of their free throws percentage-wise going to be the team that wins. How about this? Denison, 18 of 22, 82%. Wittenberg, 13 of 23, 57%.
Yeah, you can't do that.
That's a difference maker.
Yes, absolutely. Denison's hit 9 threes now today. Wittenberg 6. Wittenberg going to inbound at midcourt. The Jasmine Gaines-Burns back to Taryn Cash.
Take your time. You're in the bonus. If you could draw the foul and go to the free throw line, be pretty effective. Make sure you're getting an open look, though.
Taryn Cash dribbling out near midcourt. 17 seconds on the shot clock.
Go right around 10 to 12.
Taryn Cash going to drive. And now we have an offensive foul on Wittenberg. Oh, my goodness. You have got to be kidding me. Wittenberg has just gone absolutely, just has lost their mind in the second half.
When you set a screen, you have got to have your feet set. Burton did not, and if you don't have your feet set, especially in situations like this, you're going to turn it over.
Abby Cooch with the basketball. They have not led since the first quarter. Abby Cooch going to drive. Nice pass underneath and a foul on Wittenberg. Jade Simpson with 1.5 seconds left. And Denison has a chance to come all the way back from 17 down and steal this one on the Wittenberg home court. And it's going to be devastating because DePaul has lost, where they're going to lose over at, they're down 9 points with less than 15 seconds to play at Ohio Wesleyan. This Denison team went on the road and beat DePaul this year. Free throw on the way, it's short, my goodness. Morgan Kress missed that free throw, 78-77. She's a 59% free throw shooter.
Wait, see what the freshman's made of, Dave.
Second free throw up and in, nothing but net. Wittenberg will take a timeout.
And the ball advances. Remember, in women's basketball, if you take a timeout, that ball will advance. Wittenberg will be able to inbound it at the midcourt. Not to mention the fact that they're also right around the midcourt. They can lob it down. They can use that front court to their advantage. They could draw up a play down low to try to get a wide open. I'm looking at Ryan Burton or Jasmine Gaines-Burns. Burns is my first option for a jump shot. If not, heave it up to Burton and let Burton go to work and hopefully draw a foul.
Wittenberg had about a 12-point lead with a little over 4 minutes to go. 74-64 is the final, Ohio Wesleyan. So Denison's going to get right back into the thing.
If they're able to hang on. So a lot of time left to play with 1.5 seconds left. And Dave, I'll say this, what a better time to see if Kelsey Reagan can hit her first basket of the day.
And now Wittenberg, they've got to worry about, can they finish in the top 4 to have a home game in the tournament? Kelsey Reagan's open, got it. Oh, she was wide open, didn't see her. My goodness, Kelsey Reagan was wide open. I know she's missed 3 today.
I think that was an intentional move there to hang on to the ball. I don't think Wittenberg solely wanted to inbound that there. I think they were wanting to see exactly what the defense was coming out of. But remember, you can't just line up. You got to let the play run out. Taryn Cash, it wouldn't surprise me if she was instructed not to inbound it there, to take a timeout to see what the defense was brought to what the defense brought to the table. Smart play there. Now Wittenberg, they're out of timeouts, so ultimately, though, I like that decision there by the Wittenberg Tigers.
Denison's outscored Wittenberg by 16 points in the second half. 22-10 in the third quarter, 27-23 now. Wittenberg going to inbound. And they throw it away. Wittenberg has just thrown the pass away, and the game is over.
The game shouldn't be over, Dave. They should be 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, nobody touched
the ball.
But all Denison has to do is inbound the basketball. Wittenberg will probably foul. And just Wittenberg has just literally imploded, gave this, I mean, I don't know how else to say it. They just gave the game away. They imploded.
Stick to your defender.
The only thing that can happen here if Denison somehow throw the ball away, which they're not going to do it. This team starts 3 freshmen and a sophomore, and they had more points today than Wittenberg did.
And now Wittenberg without timeouts as well, so no matter how these free throws play out, you're going to have to play the full court and not get the advancement. This is a tough one.
This is and like I said, Wittenberg now has to worry. You host a game if you're in the top 4. Well, they're not guaranteed to be in the top 4 anymore. I mean, they're going to be tied with Denison. They're going to be behind Ohio Wesleyan and DePaul. And Wittenberg has problems when they play Oberlin usually. And if Denison's smart, Abby Cooch, they'd be smart just to miss this free throw. And not even give Wittenberg, but you say Wittenberg doesn't have a timeout anyway.
Not to advance the ball.
Free thrown away, and she did miss it. And that's the game. Denison comes all the way back and wins 78-77. A huge victory for Denison Big Red. Congratulations to the Big Red. Take a look at the team numbers for Denison. They shot 25 of 57, 44%. Wittenberg 29 of 59, 49%. Denison 9 of 18, 50% from beyond the arc. Wittenberg 6 of 14 for 43%. Free throws, Wittenberg a pitiful 13 of 23, 57%. Denison 19 of 26, 73%. Turnovers, Wittenberg 21 turnovers. We knew that was eventually going to kill them before the year was over. Denison ended up with 11 turnovers, and I think they had 9 or 10 at halftime. So what a great job for Denison. Points off turnovers, Denison with 21, Wittenberg 19. Total rebounds, Wittenberg 43, Denison 31. Offensive rebounds, Wittenberg 14, Denison 8. Assists, Wittenberg 23, Denison 15. Blocks, Denison 3, Wittenberg 2. Steals, Denison 7, Wittenberg 6. Bench points, Wittenberg 27, Denison 7. Second chance points, 12-7 Denison. Points in the paint, Wittenberg 40-30. Fast break points, Wittenberg 7-2. So taking a look at final scoring. 7 points for Abby Westmeyer. 9 points for Maddie Goodman. 4 double figures for Denison. Morgan Kress with 10 points. 15 points for Brooke Toigo. Ada Tout, a freshman, with 16 points. And Abby Cooch, what a game she had, the young freshman. 5 for 7 from beyond the arc. She finished with 21 points. For Wittenberg, Carly Moore, 1 basket, 2 points. Maddie Barnett and McKenna Baker, 3 points each. 7 points for Jade Simpson. 9 points for Evie Wolshire. Taryn Cash with 10. But are you ready for this? Taryn Cash, who came in shooting from the free throw line, 78%. 1 for 6 from the foul line today. 1 for 6 for Taryn Cash. You would never expect that. She finished with 10 points. 19 points for Ryan Burton and 24 points for Jasmine Gainsbourne. So unfortunately, all we can say is Wittenberg literally gave a game away. They had one. And Denison fought all the way back, got close, and then Wittenberg went up double digits again with a little over 4 minutes to play and could not hold on because they couldn't keep from turning the ball over. Again, the word I used, they just imploded today, Jackson.
Yeah, and ultimately now for the Wittenberg Tigers, this is where the true battle begins. When you hit February, you want to be playing your best basketball. They were in the first half, but these late game implosions from the Wittenberg Tigers have cost them 3 wins.
They almost did it against Ohio Wesleyan.
It's cost them 3 wins already this season. I mean, the game, Ohio Wesleyan comes to mind, and then, of course, DePaul, that game comes to mind. They were ahead late in the fourth quarter as well, and now this one, they were up by 17 in that first half, and now you're going to start to see, here's the main question, who was the true leadership for the Lady Tigers? Who are your true leaders? Because you have a game on Wednesday against Hiram, and it should be a bounce-back game. But I will say this. This is where adversity starts to set in. You hit February. You're supposed to be playing your best basketball. You cannot be giving up 17-point leads. Still a lot that the Lady Tigers are playing for, but this loss can take them down each of one direction. You go the right direction, and it's the leadership steps up and brings you back up to where you're playing your best basketball again against Hiram on Wednesday to get a bounce-back win. But if that does not happen, the whole season could start to implode for the Lady Tigers. So you're just at that crossroads right now. A lot of leadership, though, for the Tigers. Take learning experience with this game, move on, take down Hiram on Wednesday.
All right, got Hiram here, 5 o'clock Wednesday. We'll have to call that one. Right after that game, we'll have the men's game on Saturday. So for Jackson Lightcap, this is Dave Williams, and you've been listening to a production of the Wittenberg Sports Network, powered by TKDS. And we hope you enjoy. I know if you're a Denison fan, you sure enjoyed it today, but Wittenberg, bittersweet loss as they give a game away. They had one. Final score here today, Denison 78, Wittenberg 77. Good afternoon, everybody.